Hello, Ag Ed 608. This is Michelle Wise with the topic of ADHD. ADHD is an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is a chronic condition that affects millions of children, and this condition can persist into adulthood. Children with this disorder have a hard time focusing, paying attention, listening to instructions. They're easily distracted. They are hyperactive and can have impulsive behaviors. This condition can hurt students in classroom settings as far as they often fail to complete assignments. They lose or misplace their schoolwork, forgetful of items. They fail to bring appropriate classroom items such as books, pencils, their assignments. They can be very talkative and blurt out answers instead of raising their hands and letting the teacher call on them. They're usually in and out of their seats, running around the classroom, and just being disruptive. Since I've had some experience in teaching, I have had my share of ADHD students or students that are just classified with ADD. I would say more often than not, more students are diagnosed with the ADHD version rather than the ADD. They usually have the hyperactivity disorder in there as well. Students in my class with an IEP stating that they have ADHD, I make it a rule from the beginning that they have an assigned seat in my class. They must raise their hand anytime they want to leave their seat for whatever reason, whether it's to sharpen a pencil, turn in a paper, or if they need to go use the restroom. They must raise their hand and let me call on them before they may leave their seat. They get one warning a day if they leave their seat without me calling on them. And if they are up out of their seat without me calling on them, they get that one warning. After that, they start accumulating lunch detentions. And so it's worked really well to keep those kids in their seat and from wandering around the classroom. If they've had a really good day where I haven't had to give them a warning or anything, I do deduct lunch detentions that they may have already accumulated away. So that way it's kind of a reward for their good behavior that day, and that has also worked very well. I give students weekly packets that outlines the assignments that are due for the week, and it has a little checkoff sheet. And so students, and it not only works really well for my ADHD kids, but just all my students in my class as well, so they can see what they have done and what they still need to get complete before the end of the week and when they have to turn in all those assignments. So it keeps everybody kind of on the same page, knows what they have to get done, so hopefully procrastination doesn't get the best of them. I also, with vocabulary assignments, because in agriculture and in science classes in general, there's a lot of new vocabulary that we go over. So with vocabulary assignments, I generally give the students the vocabulary definition. However, they must paraphrase that definition and then give me a picture that represents that definition. And the ADHD, and again, a lot of my other students like this assignment. They can be creative. They can put the vocabulary term in their own words so that they better understand what it means, and it helps them remember it quite a bit better. And I also strongly encourage hands-on activities. I try to do labs once a week in my class. And again, most of my students like this, not just the ADHD kids, but the ADHD kids love it because they get to be out of their seat, they get to be using their hands, they get to be moving around the classroom, and they always look forward to lab days. I also encourage cooperative groups. Again, the ADHD kids, and not just them, but the rest of the kids in general really enjoy cooperative groups. They get to be talking with their peers on the assignment. They get to be working together. Again, it's more hands-on collaboration, and they all really like that instead of having to sit in their own desk and do their own work quietly. I also encourage organization. I do binder checks, and that's really helped with keeping kids organized because they know it's like easy points, and they get to keep all their assignments in a nice binder that they keep in my classroom, and I check that for organization every month. So that has worked in keeping everybody organized, and especially those kids that have a hard time with that strategy. And thank you.